We are going to be doing Codeforces Round 997. First question, there is an m by m square stamp on an infinite piece of paper. Bottom left corner of the square stamp is aligned with the bottom left. You're given two integers x and y, each of length n. For each step I from 1 to n, the following happens. Move the stamp xi units to the right and yi units upwards. Press the stamp leaving m by m color square at the correct position. Note that the elements of the sequences have a special constraint. Okay. And what is m? Okay, so they are less than or equal to m minus 1. So less than m. You do not press the stamp at the bottom left corner of the paper. Colored shape of the on the paper formed by the stamp is a single connected region. Find the perimeter of this colored shape. Okay. So T, N, M, and then the integers x, y. Okay, got it. So we have T and then so they will always overlap because the distance they will be traveling would be m minus 1 in the right hand side and the while going to the right and while going up, so they'll always overlap. So the combined shape perimeter. Okay, that's a different A I have seen in all of Codeforces rounds. That's the coolest A I've ever seen. So the perimeter of the square is 4m, of course, 4 into m. If we somehow calculate the region that got merged, then we can just subtract that from it at every point. So at every point, the region that will get merged will be let's calculate that on the go. So we have n operations. Should name it x of n and y of n. So the last one won't be, so we just have to do it for the 1 and n minus 1 thing. So okay, so this is the masked area. This can be calculated by what if this thing overlaps with this thing? So what I'm saying is it moves one step to the right because 1 is the minimum that it can take, and one step towards the top. So this is the square, and then the next square at least have to move one above, so that would make no overlapping of these two. So we just have to find the overlapping of this part, and this can be calculated easily by subtracting. Okay, 4 into m, then we add 4 into m again, and then subtract m minus x the output should be 32,896, which is wrong. Have I taken some input as wrong? What's happening here? Okay, so we forgot to input x of I. 38.8. Okay, something's gone terribly wrong. So this is the 1211. Okay, we do not paste it at the first time. Okay. It's better to take the input first. Okay, we're getting somewhere closer, but it's still not. $32,896. What the fuck? I mean, if it works, why? I think we should look at it again, but I don't know. I just have the urge to submit this one, and we cannot submit. Why was I not able to see the submit button? Weird. Okay. You're given an undirected graph with n vertices. Undirected graph. Okay. Labeled from 1 to n, the graph encodes a hidden permutation p of size n. For every pair of integers, an undirected edge is added between vertex pi and pj if and only if pi is less than pj. Note that the edge is not added between the vertices I and j, but between the vertices of the respective elements. Let's see the explanation. So this is test cases, n is integer, adjacency matrix, okay. So we have to output a permutation that follows the rules of this graph. So we're given this graph, we can construct this out of this, and there is only an edge between, let's say, 1 and 5 if 1 is less than 5, of course, and I is less than j. So in the final permutation, 1 should come before 5, right? And the way this graph works is, so the last guy has almost connected with almost everyone, so 5 is the last one. So this represents 0 or 1, this represents 1. So this is connected 1 to 3 and 5. This is connected with 3 and 5. 2 is also connected with 3 and 5. Yeah, that's the question. Okay. Can we submit in JavaScript? Okay. We can do something of something like insertion sort. Where we, let's say, get this number, store it as it is, then go to its. How do we solve this? So here we can see that 1, 3 and 5 are after it in the permutation. Then we go to 3. There is no edge that is greater than 3 and connected to 3. So what does that mean? I don't know. Wait, 1 is after 2, okay. Okay. So 5 should be connected to everyone. 3, because it's at the last position, right? 3 is connected to how many? 1, 2, 3. So it is at the second last position. So 1 is connected to 2 is connected to 2 as well. Okay, now that's a tie. What do we do if there is a tie? So I was thinking maybe we could only solve it via calculating the number of connections of if there is a tie, then we just compare if there is a tie, the bigger one always comes before. Okay, I think that's the algo. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this code. I'm gonna copy this input. Okay, so I'm gonna store the count of ones for each of these. Okay, so let's say first this test case, and let's take a vector this time. I don't know why, but let's just keep it that way. So we are traversing the adjacency matrix, so we're gonna be needing n cross n. I don't know why I'm doing this, honestly. But it'll all make sense. I want var of int of course. So I want the number that will be I plus 1, and then the count of it, the number of people it is connected with, right? So here 1 was connected with 2 people, so 4 was connected with the least people, so we're gonna sort it based on this shit. So count comma I plus 1, and that's a problem because I don't want to write my own sorting function. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna not store I plus 1, instead I'm gonna store n minus I. Okay, so n would mean 0 or 1. N minus I. N minus I minus 1 or plus 1. Minus 1. So what I'm gonna do is, so 0, n minus 1, and then I would add n to it while displaying it, right? So I'm gonna sort c dot and then I'm gonna display cfi dot second plus n. Am I right or wrong? Minus n. So I think that should do it. Okay. You forgot a semicolon. Nothing to worry about. Forgot another semicolon. Okay, and that's the wrong answer. Amazing. We just got farmed. What did we do wrong? We are getting values in negative. Okay, what I wanted here was that larger numbers should be placed later. So this is gonna sort in ascending, right? So lesser count will come first, and then if the count is 1 and 1, you're gonna arrange them by I. So I should be, if it's 2 and 1, so 2 would come before 1. So to achieve that, I subtracted I from n. So that resulted in, let's say n is 5, let's say. So here it would return 3 and 4, and it would return us the correct order. And now to get my I back, I would just subtract n from it. So oh shit, if I subtract n from it, I'll just get minus I. I'll get minus I, and then I'll just negate it. I know this is stupid, but I don't know, this is custom sort function, right? This is what I got. 43210 is definitely wrong, in my opinion. 42135 is the correct. This sorting didn't do anything, right? Let me print CFI before the sort. Let me just store negative numbers, right? Because -1 into I would do the thing that I want to achieve, or just -I, and then I just okay. One weird part is that why isn't this hmm hmm so the pairs that I have created are this, comma, this, right? 2234314 is the count of this ship. How? What wrong am I doing? I don't get it. I don't get it. Huh? Oh shit. Is it a string? Of course. Why would it be a number? Fucking. Okay. So the approach doesn't change. What we do is we take a string. Let's just call it a binary string. And we see in the binary string, and then we go along, and if we encounter a 1 of j is equals to 1, then we add it to the count. Okay, so we got a 0 here, which is definitely wrong. What else? What else are we doing wrong here? Okay, so we just add 1 to it. Now it's looking decent. So 2, 2, 3, 1, 4, correct. And when I sort it, after the sorting has taken place, okay, I should 42135 654321. That's exactly what I wanted, but I haven't tested it on any other input, so I'm not fucking sure, of course. Fuck me. Okay, so that's not the way to do it. See, if 1 came before 2, then 1 would definitely have more. Oh, they would have the same shit. Wait, but then how would you differentiate 41235 with 42135? Because 41235 would mean that 1 and 2 are connected, and that would increase the count of both of them by because 41235 would mean if the count is same, then the decider becomes the position. Decider becomes the count. If the count is larger, then the smaller one comes before. If the count is lower, then it's in the decreasing order. Okay. So we have something. We can use this to do our task. So what the fuck did I do? What? Thank God. So it's gonna take a pair of int comma int, pair of int comma int, and if it's gonna also take something else, it is going to take this vector, which we'll have to clear out after we are done if we want it to be global. Can we pass it? Do we have to create a class of this? So what I want is, I want to know if they have an edge between them, if two numbers have an edge between them. If they have an edge between them, then the lower one will come before it, right? So if or we can make a test string that even if this returns 41235, we reorganize it in some way. Guys, don't do this shit. I'm doing it. 'Cause I don't fucking care. I have no idea how this works. I'm going with this. 1E3 maybe. What's the max n? N can be 1000. Amazing. Okay. the first counts are this way. Return true if they are in the correct order, right? Else a dot first is greater than b dot first, then return false. If they are the same, then just make sure that a of a dot first or second the count is same, and if they have an edge between them. Which means a of a dot second will be 1, and then if a of second first guys is if they have an edge, then the lower guy should come first. Then we return true, else if we don't have an edge, and then we return right. Where are we updating aij? We're not updating. Do we have to call this as well? No. No calling. I think this should be it. Let me build a test case where this will fail. Okay, let me think of a test case where if 2 and 1 are connected, which means 2 is connected to 1, so this is 1 2. Perfect. Submit code. If this doesn't work, I'm just leaving, bro. I'm just leaving this contest if this doesn't work. Fuck. I'm fucked, bro. Can't even do B in a div.2 contest. Fuck my life. What could have gone wrong here? I think I'm a complete failure. If I make an edge between 6 and 5, okay, so it would look like this. 5th position at 7. So 6 and 5 have an edge. So 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. That made it a lot weird. So I did not create an edge between 1 and 5, but they came out to be this. Which is wrong. Right. So 5 and 6 have an edge. Is this even correct? Five, six, four, three, two, one should have been the answer. What's happening? What's going wrong here? My comparator is wrong. Fucking comparator. This is the last step. Okay, so so now this guy also has 3. And this guy also has 3 attachments, which is impossible. Okay, let me look at what's happening below it. Can't even see the scroll it, bruh. I guess the count is bullshit. Count does not indicate anything. My bad. But why? Why doesn't this work? Okay, let's say I add an edge between 6 and 4. What would that look like? So 6 and 4 have an edge. Okay. So 6 and 4 have an edge. But 6 doesn't have an edge with these guys. So these guys should come here. Let's start with 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You get an edge. You move after a person, so 4 should come after 6. So 4 comes before it. So 4, 6. And then how should I place others? 1, 2, 3, 5. So 5 should be placed before 4. So it should be 5, 4, 6. But then 5 doesn't have an edge with 6. What the fuck is happening here? So 5 would come before 6 and 4. No. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But that's wrong. 4 has an edge with 6, but I think this isn't possible. Is this string even possible? Because there is no permutation you can make where 6 is connected to 4 but not 5. So, like, if you place 5 in between the two, so this would be 4 and 6. 4, 6. If you place 5 here, then 5 also has to be connected to 6, which is impossible. If you place 5 here, then 4 is connected to 5. This is not possible because we haven't said so. And if you place it here, then again it connects to 6. So this is a flawed permutation. There is no permutation we can make out of this graph. Great. I solved this before them. How? Okay, let's try C. Because I can see that C and B almost have similar summations. Let's just read C. For an integer sequence, we define fa as the length of the longest subsequence of a, that is a palindrome. That are palindromes. Given an integer n, your task is to find any sequence A of n integers that satisfy the following conditions. So given n, we have to find a sequence that contains number from 1 to n such that g of a is greater than n, where g of a represents the number of subsequences of length fa that are valid. I think this is very difficult. How do people solve this? Find the permutation. If they are connected and a of is less than b of second, if they're not connected, it has to be this. Let's just remove the count thingy and try now. I don't know why, but I feel like submitting the solution. Like, I know like this would work. So 42135 65432. I think this works. Because you submitted so many wrong solutions, it doesn't even matter at this point. Are you fucking kidding me right now? I'm so done with this shit.